Today's Elko Live is a backstage journey with Silver Stage players as they get ready to open their summer show, Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet. The performance opens Thursday, July 11th through the 12th and 13th, and then the following weekend, July 18th through the 19th and 20th, at Elko High School's Performing Arts Building on 13th Street. Each performance is at 7 p.m., and tickets will be sold at the door, just $15 each. And now, let's visit with the players. So we're here at Elko High School Performing Arts Center, and this is backstage getting ready for the performance of Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet, and of course two of the most important people in this production. Caleb is here supporting Constance.
Yes.
And you do realize Constance has more lines than Hamlet, Caleb.
Yeah, it is a lot. At home, we've definitely noticed. She's definitely spending more time with her script than the family, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's going to be a beautiful production. Of course, Caleb McKelly is no stranger to Silver Stage players, and you're pitching in a different way today. You guys are working on the set?
Yep, we came in. We're just trying to get the final pieces together for the set, get everything looking good.
Well, obviously, your counterpart here, Charlie, you have some skills, Charlie, and tell me about the role that you're playing in this production.
Well, I'm Mercutio, and he's been one of my favorite characters in Romeo and Juliet, so it's been really awesome to play that character.
And among the reasons would be the swordplay, right, Charlie?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Get to go back to childhood.
Well, you guys have choreographed some really amazing fight scenes. There's some cool camaraderie there. And Charlie, what do you do usually during the day? Because I know that rehearsal's been a challenge for you, but I want people to know that you can still work full time, have a career, have a family, and do this.
Oh, yes. The schedule has been a problem, but working 12-hour shifts at the mine. But going in, and everybody's kind of worked with me and kind of accommodated my schedule and helped me out a lot.
Now, and Charlie, mining is a hard job, and so are the arts important to you? Does it kind of help you kind of offset the grind at work? Or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, the arts are very important. Support your local artists.
Very nice. And we appreciate that your mining employer also, encourages you to participate in this kind of thing, Charlie. So, and then one more connection for you, and that would be our very own Juliet, who is yet to rise with the morning lark.
Oh, yeah. She needed a little more sleep.
Yes, yeah. But that's nice to support someone else in the family, right, like Caleb's doing.
Absolutely, yes. She supported me on the last one. I was able to play 3 different parts, and oh man, it was tough, and she supported me through that. We kind of supported each other.
And again, it's a good example for the kids and the family. Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Caleb. And we'll let them get back to building. And we're going to move over here and talk to a couple of other veterans of Silver Stage players. And Madam Director here, I'm just going to sit down by you because you've had a long night, and it's just the beginning of a weekend before opening. And Ms. Katie Ashley, who's also a professional with the Elko Area Chamber of Commerce. So I don't think you've been able to really catch a breath for this production.
No, not really. Between work and events and being a single mom and everything else, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love SSP. I love acting. This is my first time directing, so that's a bit of a change, but it's been a wild ride, I'll tell you that. So,
well, and we want to talk about that first time directing because I've been watching her during rehearsal, and Katie, you know this play. You are like word for word. You're kind of nerdy.
A little bit nerdy, yeah. I find myself knowing almost all of the lines in the play and saying them right along with all of the actors, but it's just been a journey, and it's been fun, and that's the whole reason we do theater, right, is because we love it and it's fun. We're volunteers. We don't get paid for this, so it's just about the friendships we make along the way and the fun we have.
And so I'm going to also check in with your counterpart. You and Erica are co-directing this production, Erica Patrick. And I wanted to ask you, Katie, about, the meaning of the play to you. Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet. It's kind of a mashup. It's very contemporary. It's a bit
It's a bit punchy at times. Yeah, it's kind of got some adult stuff in it.
It definitely does, but I think it is a great story about a wallflower just finding her way through the world and figuring out what she's about and what she's doing in the midst of, going through these Shakespeare plays. And it's just a beautiful journey for her.
Isn't it fun to watch Megan? I'm not sure that we're going to get to talk to Megan because she's holding down the family fort today. But Megan McKelly, as I was talking to her husband Caleb, she has more lines than Hamlet. And you're well aware of that. Oh, is she here now? Oh, she's here with the whole family. Hi, Megan. So one of the stars is arriving, obviously. So, but Megan's role is Constance. That's who you're talking about. The wallflower, she just kind of evolves through this production.
Yeah, absolutely. She just has this, like I said, beautiful journey of figuring out who she is and where she belongs in life, I guess. And I think that a lot of people can relate to that kind of journey and that kind of story.
Well, very nice. Thanks for helping. We'll make the discovery and bringing Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet to the stage here in Elko. We're going to make our way, continue talking to some of the players. I'm going to come back and talk to Marianne, who's busy with the paintbrush, but I think I'll zip over since we've got Megan here, and Megan McKelly. Hi, Megan. I know you haven't put down your bags or anything, but we were talking about you, so it'll be a good time. I know. Oh, you've arrived. You do know you have more lines than Hamlet.
Oh. Now I do.
No pressure.
Yeah. No pressure or anything. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But, it's still a really amazingly fun role. Mm-hmm. I think folks are going to be very excited about the fact that this is a comedy, which maybe not always synonymous with Shakespeare, but it's also something that people are going to understand and hopefully enjoy and just have a night of escapism. So, absolutely, as is this show. It's all about escapism. So...
So you do such a fantastic job with this role too. Megan McKelly is Constance. Constance led Belly in the production, and it's a comedic role. We're so familiar with the beautiful work that you do in musical theater here, and you have just stepped right into this as a comedian.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I love a good character role, especially one with comedy. Something about comedy, there's an internal almost musicality to it. There's those beats that you're hitting and making sure that the audience understands exactly what you're trying to say with facial expressions in your body as well as your language. And I'm really hoping it's going to transport people and just give them a night of laughs and overall just fun.
And you're working with all the players, Silver Stage players. It really is an ensemble production because I think you pretty much, you're on the stage almost all the time and you're interacting with almost all the players, Megan. That has to feel pretty good.
Absolutely. I mean, it's always a really amazing thing whenever you can act across from somebody and have the opportunity to also learn from them, which is, I just really relish that opportunity.
Well, thank you, Megan. We just want to give you the last chance to invite people out to the production.
Absolutely. And I just want to say it's going to be a really great night. It's like going to the movies. It's going to be great for a date, maybe a girls' night out, maybe just fun with friends or taking yourself out. It's going to be a really enjoyable time. Really come. It's about this assistant professor. She's going to get transported into the story of Shakespeare, and it's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen.
Thank you so much. Megan McKelly is starring as Constance in Silver Stage's production of Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet. Thank you, Megan, so much. And her whole little family is here. You can hear these little ones in the background. So that's the other great thing about Silver Stage Players is it's definitely family friendly. I'm here with Marianne McCown, who's obviously, Marianne, you are so versatile. I mean, seriously, you put in so much love into every production that you're involved with.
Well, I just love helping out with theater. I think theater is something that I've loved since I was a little kid, and if you can show the community how much you love it, then you'll have other people that'll want to help the next year, so for the next production.
So you and I, we both, we kind of have these little cameo appearances, I think, in this play because, we're not like superstars, but it's super fun, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and it's kind of different just to have a little cameo appearance, and then I've helped with a lot of the different costumes, and I'm very proud of the nurse costume because I made it from head to toe, everything for Irv's hat all the way down to his voluptuous bosom. So That was probably the most fun costume to make.
It is beautiful. It's great. Irv does a great job. We're going to meet Irving Moore, and talk to him about his ability to step into these roles. And right now, instead of a sword, you are wielding...
Oh, I'm wielding a paintbrush right now because these sets I think will be really intricate and really interesting because there's 3 different set pieces because you have Constance's office, you have Cyprus, and then Verona. So it just makes it really different that they're all that the set pieces are all going to be on stage the whole time.
And we're using this beautiful new facility. I know this is the first time I've been in this facility as a performer.
Oh, yeah, the Elko High School Performing Arts Building is gorgeous. I think it is definitely a benefit to the community. You can't get enough theater spaces. It's a lot larger than anything that I've been in before. I've only been on this stage once, but it was at a podium and I had a microphone. So I didn't have to worry about projecting my voice at all.
So it's going to be a fantastic production. Silver Stage Players. It is Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet. Very contemporary work that combines some classic Shakespeare. Anything else, Marianne, you want folks to know about this, either production or the work that you've been able to achieve?
I would tell people don't be afraid to come just because there's Shakespeare in it. I think it'll be very understandable, and I know a lot of people are standoffish sometimes. They're like, well, I don't really understand Shakespeare, but there's a lot of the dialogue is not in iambic pentameter, and the periods that are in iambic pentameter are hilarious. So the whole play is hilarious. There are certain scenes that I don't care how many times I've seen it, I laugh. I just want to roll over laughing. So.
Yep, it is definitely a funny production. And thank you, Marianne, so much. I'm going to let you get back to painting.
Oh, thank you, Lori.
All right. So moving along here, again, we're backstage out in the parking lot, getting ready for the production that opens on Thursday, July 11th, 2 great weekends, and I'm going to visit with a couple of the players who are also wielding, and Dusty Barker, instead of wielding a sword right now, tell us, what are you doing?
I'm always wielding a sword, Lori.
Even the paint.
Never catch me without one.
You sound like Ron Swanson. Does anybody ever told you that?
Oh, Ron Swanson. I was going for more Ron Burgundy myself.
Oh, okay.
Stay classy, Elko.
All right, stay classy, certainly. So you are playing a couple of roles in this play. Tell us about this, Dusty. You bring a lot of energy, a lot of passion to this.
Well, thank you, Lori. Yes, I am 2 bad guys in this play, and I managed to land both of them, Iago and Tybalt, and Chris Eccleston. And John Leguizamo were known as the best Iago and Tybalt, but now they're both the second best Iago and Tybalt ever.
All right, and you can see it right here in Elko on stage at Elko High School's Performing Arts Center. And so any special skills that you had to learn or anything you had to develop? I know you're having a good time, Dusty.
No, I was already a master at everything involved in this, in and out. It's just the way I am. Just another day.
Just another day for Dusty Barker. And Sarah, how do you keep this man so humble? Sarah Walls, you are very soft-spoken and introspective, I think it's fair to say. I know you love poetry, and it's apparent that you love Shakespeare, Sarah. So tell us about the role that you're playing,
So I'm playing Desdemona, so a little shift for me. She's definitely a little more bellicose and fearsome, but it's a nice challenge, a nice change to do something very different and tap into a different part of myself, for sure.
Well, you're lovely and elegant and powerful. You bring a lot to the role of Desdemona. You totally get her, Sarah.
Oh, well, thank you, Lori. Yeah, trying to keep, I guess, some of that upbringing and polish there as well. So, yeah, a nice balance.
Yeah, definitely. At one point, you come in carrying, you carry something kind of special with a scroll, right? What's that?
So, yes, I get to bring a severed head on stage, which is definitely a treat. Yeah.
So again, thank you for the power and the energy and the grace that you bring. Again, you're hard at work. You're also painting alongside Dusty. What are you guys painting right now?
So I believe these are going to be part of our dock. So, yeah, give ourselves some footing there.
Is this Cyprus or Verona?
So this will be Cyprus. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So again, this is a play that will take you across time and across countries and obviously across the hundreds and hundreds of years of Shakespeare. Sarah, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in the production as Desdemona.
All right, thanks, Lori.
So thanks, Dusty. Thanks, Sarah. We're moving along here back into. We're going to catch up with Erica. She's madly directing, but as in directing the construction of the set here. Erica Patrick, you've been involved in theater for a long time.
Oh, you're not supposed to tell people that. I'm still like in my 20s, you know?
Yeah, and I love that you and Katie, who are co-directing this piece, have little ones together.
Oh, we do. It's been interesting doing all of this and trying to, shuffle kids around, but it's been fun.
So what made you choose, or what made you decide to jump on board with Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet?
So we got the script from somebody at the college. Gail Rappa said that she really liked it, and so we were reading through some scripts. Katie and I had decided that we wanted to direct something together. So we were reading through the scripts, and we just thought this was the most hilarious thing that we've ever read. And so we decided kind of right then and there, we're going to do this. We're going to put this on and give Elko a show.
What about the women in this production? I mean, that's the thing. These female characters, these Shakespeare characters, you guys do some pretty magical things with it.
Yeah, the women are very strong women in this play. They all take journeys of their own and come out to be stronger on the other side of it.
So we do want to make sure people are aware. It does have some adult situations, yeah?
It does have adult situations and some adult language. So if you're going to bring the little ones, just be prepared. We're recommending 16 and up, but it's not. You could bring little ones. I imagine most of the jokes are going to go over their head. But just be aware that there is some language and situations.
Yeah, I would say this production takes full advantage of Shakespeare's bodiness, fair to say.
Oh, that is quite fair to say, yeah. There's a lot of play on words. There's a lot of, situations where you would expect one thing to happen and something else does, and yeah, so it's hilarious.
Well, it's opening up soon. Thursday is the date, and it's coming to Elko High School Performing Arts Center. I know this is a good chance to maybe throw in a few thank yous just to recognize some folks, because this is a community theater production.
It is. We've had a lot of people
well, just you're using this facility, and we know families are involved.
Yeah, and we really do appreciate Elko High School allowing us to use their brand new theater. This is a pretty big stage. It's going to be a lot of fun to play on, and just a huge house, and so it's really neat. And then all of our families. I mean, everybody has been just juggling work and kids, and because it's all all volunteer, and these guys are amazing.
Well, we think you're pretty amazing, too, Erica. Thank you so much. Erica Patrick is directing. I don't know if you're thinking much about the next production.
Not quite yet. I know Poe and Pints is coming up in the fall, and not sure if I'm going to be involved in that one or not, because, after doing this, it'll be time to stay home with the little one for a little while. So
it might be your hubby's turn. Everybody knows Frank.
Yeah, it might be Frank's turn so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try to push him to go out for it again, so.
Erica, thank you again for bringing the production to life and coordinating all these fantastic people. I know I've still got a few folks to catch up with in here. Looks like some may have made themselves scarce. There's Irv out there. Well, I guess one thing, too, as we're transitioning, some of these players you've worked with for many, many seasons. Others are fairly new.
We do. We have some new talent in the show. I know one of our actors, he started out with a writer's workshop and then just kind of dove in head first. He's so much fun to play with. Makes a beautiful woman,
Especially that full mustache and beard.
Full mustache, yeah. That's what sells it, It's, so... And it's a pretty wide range of talent, We've got some new people and some veterans, and it's been a fun cast. It's just they all have kind of come together, and they're working really well together, and it's just a lot of fun to be around them.
And again, everybody's here working on this production behind the scenes, putting together the sets and literally, building the sets.
Yeah, we're painting and sawing and putting stuff together. I'm about to say, let's just do it on a blank stage, It's a little bit of minimalist theater. It's going to be a pretty fantastic show, I think.
Thank you, Erica. I'm going to run over and try to find the nurse in this production. So Irving Moore is new, fairly new, not new, but fairly new, not in life, but to this stage, and he knows I'm giving him a bad time. You are sort of like the Swiss Army knife of this production because you're playing so many roles, right?
Sort of like sometimes the most important ability is availability. So, yeah, it's Swiss Army knife's a good descriptor. The other thing is we wanted to talk about today is the construction that's going on. We've got people clear from Spring Creek in here today, construction people putting up some beautiful sets. We've got the Pablo Picasso summer camp painting people here today and doing a wonderful job on painting what Verona would and could look like in Cyprus. Yeah, a wonderful group of people.
Irving Moore, it's all about the art for you, right? I can tell. You've just got this passion, this fire in your belly.
It's a fire in my belly for certain. It's the art, the passion.
Did you ever do anything like this before? Because I think Madam Director Patrick talked about you a little bit, as in you came to this through the Writers' Workshop.
I did, and accidentally found out about that. My kids told me that. I was retired, and they said, hey, you might enjoy something like this. I had been in a rock video before, music video, and then, little plays here and there, and never really shy. So it just was a great fit, and they're a great, welcoming group of people. They teach you. You learn by doing, learn by watching, and they're a very, very welcoming group.
Wait a minute. Screech, what? Rock video? What? Okay, that's the story.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about that another time, but it was rock and famous guy.
They're long hair people, hippie types?
Long hair hippie types, wallflowers.
Okay.
Wallflowers.
All right, and so you had an important role in that video production.
Very important, yeah. I know it was a big deal, and a little surprised my career didn't take off from that.
That probably would have been in, say, like the 90s, maybe the 80s, right around there? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, it's good that your career has brought you here, right here to the stage in Elko. Again, tell us about, though, you have three or more different roles that you're playing, Irv.
I do, yes. I get to play Othello, who is Shakespeare-in general.
He's a warrior and ranketeer.
Very much so.
And there you've heard half my line for the entire production.
And I play a professor, an Oxford professor, a little obnoxious, kind of. It's not really a stretch for me to play that part.
Yeah. And the one that's really not a stretch, right?
Yeah, no.
Just because it's so fun.
I played Juliet's nurse. Nurses typically care so much for their patient, and I think I try to make that come across in my portrayal.
Well, Shakespeare, though, when he talked about nurses, these were women, the concept of the wet nurse, right? We're not talking Nurse Nightingale here. They have special abilities.
Yeah, and this nurse has some special abilities as well. Really sympathetic to Juliet's needs and tries to, be there for her emotionally.
Definitely, that is happening in this production. It's Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet. And so, I thought that you could ask me about my role in this production, because I actually have two roles, too. I'm really excited. I play a soldier and a servant.
Lori, tell us more about your multi-part in this play.
So I burst in basically at one point because I can see that the writer of the play needed some sort of transition to get someone off stage. And that's my role. That's it. It's really important to get Constance off stage at that moment.
Did you use
It's pivotal.
It's pivotal. Did you use a rope? Did you stun her with something?
No, I used an acting coach. Just to be slightly believable. Sense of urgency, right? So
absolutely.
I love being part of this production because of all the things that everybody's talked about. It's the camaraderie and the work that comes together when opening night arrives and we're all standing there with all of our butterflies, right?
Absolutely, butterflies.
And it doesn't matter if you're Constance with more lines than Hamlet, or you're like me or Ramona, who we know it's just as hard to memorize small parts as it is big parts, as you know, Irv. You started out small too.
Absolutely, 100%. It's just as hard. But the thing is there are no small parts. Every piece of the puzzle must come together, or else you don't get the complete picture.
We're having fun today because that's really what Silver Stage Players is all about with this community theater group. I'm going to save a little time here at the end because Juliet's going to come rolling out of bed eventually. I mean, she is so funny. Thank you for your time. Thank you again for making this so much fun as part of the Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet production. All right, this is a perfect place to join with Romeo and Juliet. And what were you just saying about not being a morning person?
Hi, me.
She's not. I can attest to that, absolutely.
So we have Derek Burwell and Shayla Ray is here. And Shayla, you are playing Juliet.
That I am. I'm super excited.
Well, you are super lovely. You bring so much to this role. It's just so much fun to watch you, and you're discovering the character. And yeah, what's this been like for you?
It's been so much fun. My last role, I've only been in one play prior to this, so my last role I was a narrator. I didn't do a lot of acting. So I'm really enjoying the interactions with the other cast members, and it's just lovely. It's a big family here. Everybody gets along great. I'm absolutely in love with everything that's going on right now.
It is tiring because you still have to do all the other stuff. You have to be the mom and do the other stuff, right?
Yeah, full-time work, and then theater, and then the kids, and yeah, it's exhausting, but it's worth it. It's a lot of fun.
And here we are on stage with Derek Burwell, and you're a little bit like Irv. We were just talking to Irving, and I described him as like the Swiss Army knife, if you will, of this production.
He absolutely is. Both him and myself have 3 roles, I think, between the 3 of us, and so it is a lot of, half of my time off stage is just doing costume changes to get ready for the next thing that's happening with it. But that makes it fun because then you get to be 3 different people, right? And try some different chops in a variety of different ways.
So who are you playing?
I am chorus, so I'm kind of the brackets of the show that introduces the overall conceit of it. Then I am also playing Romeo, so I get to play across from the wonderful Shayla, which is a lot of fun. And then I am also the ghost, which is really the chorus, just with a mask on, trying to course correct in the story and make sure that our main character gets where she needs to be on her journey, which is also a lot of fun as well, too.
And Derek, we know from all of the past work with Silver Stage Players and the other theater companies in town that you really have this passion for, this kind of production, for the intrigue, right, and sort of the mystery and the magic, if you will. There's a lot of liberty with this play in particular, though, right? Do you like how it's coming together?
I absolutely do. In fact, I think that this play in particular does some really fun stuff where it takes Shakespeare, something that we're kind of familiar with, and then it turns it up on its head. So if you really enjoy Shakespeare, then you're going to find tons of things in here that you really enjoy and like, because it is taken from the source material. But then it also takes and adds in these new elements to it because it is this unconscious journey that Constance, the main character, is on. And so you get to see all Romeo and Juliet, but I get to play Romeo finally because Romeo in this production is a character actor. Because of that, you get to reinvent those characters as well. So you're not just seeing the Romeo and Juliet that we classically think of. You get to see them in wildly different ways in this production, and that's going to be fun for the audience. I think that it takes something that's familiar and then gives them a surprise as well.
It is definitely surprising, and I want to make sure audiences know that. I mean, Juliet, we've all thought for these hundreds of years how innocent you are.
Oh, I'm so innocent. You'll find out for sure during this play. I also need to throw in, if you are not into Shakespeare and you just like comedies, you're going to love this play too.
And the way you portray Romeo is also a little unusual, Derek. I don't know if we want to give it all away, but...
Yeah, one of the hardest things that I found with Romeo is that again, this is all the unconscious journey, and so Romeo is a figment of Constance's imagination, and he is the idea of making yourself whatever your lover needs or whatever that person needs to be. And so I get to almost have 3 different personalities depending on who I'm in love with at the time, and that makes it a lot of fun, right? But it also makes it a little chaotic. He definitely gets into his woman's weeds a little bit. There might be a little bit of cross-dressing, as there always is in Shakespeare, which is fun too.
I'm just going to say come on out and enjoy it because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Don't walk, run. To this production, it is adult, so I do want to put that caveat on there. Not wildly crude, but it does have a lot of adult humor to it, so I would caution people who might be a little sensitive or want to bring their kids to it. Maybe a night out for you and your spouse for that side, but there's still quite a bit of fun to be had. I think that people are really going to enjoy it. In fact, a lot of times when you're doing comedies in the rehearsal process, that at some point in time you're like, well, this just needs an audience, because we've all heard the jokes 1,000 times. And the fact that we are still laughing at jokes during rehearsal, I think shows just how funny that this show is going to be. So.
Thank you so much, Derek Burwell. And thank you, Shayla, Ray. We really appreciate, again, your time. Yep, get back to set building here, and we'll look forward to the show.
Thank you for joining us for Elko Live today. It was fun visiting with Silver Stage players as they prepare for opening night on Thursday, July 11th, 7 o'clock at Elko High School Performing Arts Building. The performances run through this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then the following weekend also at Elko High School Performing Arts Center, July 18th through 20th. 7 o'clock curtain, and tickets are $15 at the door. Silver Stage players in their summer production of Goodnight Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet.